The Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity trials are set for Sunday, November 24th. It's our biggest night of the year, with the top juveniles on the West Coast featuring multiple graded Futurity winner Up to Party, Golden State Million winner American Dreamin, Governor's Cup Futurity winner Favorite Jesshawk, plus top juveniles Lethal Cowboy 123 and many more. It's our biggest night of the year, the Los Alamitos 2 million trials, Sunday, November 24th.
And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos preview show. And what a weekend it is. It is time for the trials to the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity on Sunday night. 12 big races, first post at 5 p.m. And we're joined by our outstanding handicapping panel, George Duarte, Michael Wrona, Christopher Wade. I should say our outstanding winning handicapping panel here, because all three of you had selections last week and all three selections won. So congratulations to each and every one of you. Let's start with George. George, you picked a horse that broke through the gate, still won. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, I mean, like I suggested the single Chris's pick, and I said the single mine, and that's what I did. That's what I personally did. So, Chris's horse won really easy. I was feeling good with my pick. He was getting bet down, and then he breaks through the gate, and I was like, oh, great. This is just what I needed. Everything was going well. I'm spread in the next two races. I just need this one to come home. But thankfully, she broke well, and she had got a good fight by Kiss of Sace, put in a good bid along the rail, but she prevailed. I was relieved.
Yeah, congratulations on that one. And Michael, you had Sweet Ella May, and got a great price on that horse, on that winner. How about that?
I can't believe the odds. Horse was 7-2 on the morning line, I think, or 3-1, and ended up going off around 6-1, and had a good trip and too strong in the run home. And very nice result. Very happy with that.
Very nice result by Sweet Ella Ray. And Chris, you picked the Brazilian Star and came through with a nice win. Finally, third out in the Brazilian Star. Miss Isao JQM gets a nice victory. Maybe we'll see her in some stakes races next.
Yeah, we certainly will. She, like she's unbeaten in Brazil. She came to California, Los Alamitos, ran second in both of her starts. She improved on my chart from like 1772 to like a 1765, excuse me. And they always seem to steadily move forward. The horse broke on the lead and said race over. One with run left in the tank. So steadily moving forward. Very impressive performance there, and got the job done. And I was surprised with the morning, 2-1 on the morning line, and won the race handily at 2-1.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if she appears in the Charger Bar Handicap. That will be at the beginning of next season. And as you can see now on the screen, the trials for the Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity on Sunday, 12 big ones. We're going to go through each and every one of those trials. You guys did so good last week that instead of just having one selection for as the play of the week, you each are going to give us two selections for this Sunday's trials. And as we go through the races, we'll go ahead and stop and talk a little bit about those selections as well. Red hot handicappers. So let's see if that continues on a busy card here on Sunday. Let's start with race number 1. These trials, 102 horses total will be competing. And like I mentioned, 12 trials. So we'll have 3 pick 4s on the card. Here it is. Trial number 1, Blood Viper in this one, the Golden State Million finalist. Let's continue along here. Defending champ, a nice runner from the barn of Ed Allred. Really nice one. Cartel Perry finished third in the Golden State Million Futurity. And I thought this horse ran a really nice race. Was 6 at the start with some trouble. And look at the way he finished, finishing third in this race. There's the rest of the field. Devil's Tower qualified to the Edberg Million Futurity, ran third in that race. Just missed qualifying to the Golden State Million Futurity. Any thoughts on this one, gentlemen?
I thought Cartel Perry was second best last time. And he catches a really tough field, but I think he's the best. I mean, Devil's Tower should improve second off, off that long layoff, and first time 400 yards. So that's another one. That's the one I think could could surprise. Well, not really surprise, but could upset the favorite. And the horse I gave out a couple weeks ago, Give Me a Reason, I think gonna round out the super because it's gonna draws well, can finish well, and we'll get a clean trip.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Cartel Perry definitely the one to beat. That's another Devil Tower, my second choice. Defending champ's got a little bit of look, and of course the long shot. Give Me a Reason. The big-bodied runner will like the added yardage in the outside post. Could provoke the horse with a beagle long kick and grab a slice of the pie at a nice price there as well.
You had mentioned Justin Claver and Eddie Willis having some really good luck. He also does pretty well with Oscar Peinado. Big of a long shot here. 1 Corona, 2 Corona here in race number 1. Blood Viper there from the rail. Moving on to race number 2, the second trial. And this is going to be a nice showdown between Norco, the qualifier to the Edberg Million Futurity, and look at the way he qualified, winning by over a length. And American Dreamin, the Golden State Million Futurity winner, 3 for 3 here at Los Alamitos in her career. Earnings over $440,000, one of the richest 2-year-olds in the nation this year, especially from the Philly perspective. American Dreamin and Norco, the 2 big headliners. And then you have between them, you have Big Bang Rocket, who also qualified to the Golden State Million Futurity, and a nice group of runners all around. Naive, who qualified to the Governor's Cup Futurity. On the outside, Bolden the Beautiful, who's ran some nice trials here at Los Alamitos. One Favorite Racy, who comes out here from Albuquerque, Ruidoso. Really good group, but again, what a showdown there. Norco, American Dreaming. Michael, what are your thoughts on this race?
I think the early double is absolutely loaded. That first trial you spoke of is huge. By the way, we'll see Devil's Tower in a replay later on because it ties in with one of my selections later in the program. As far as this second trial, it's just great to see Norco back. I believe you have a gate work to show us. I have not set eyes on this gate work yet, so very keen to see how it looked on November 9 going 350.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at Norco. This horse worked recently, November the 9th, went 18.1 at 350 yards. So here he is, Norco, and you're going to see him that he's going to bobble a little bit at the start. And when he does that, he does kind of dip down, then races back up. They're going to hustle him pretty nicely here. Once he gets rolling, the jockey kind of backs off a little bit from asking him and just going to let him roll through the lane. He's even going to get him a little bit under wraps as he approaches the wire. The thing that I really like, though, with all that, 18.1 at 350 yards, so they went straight into a long workout. They didn't go 220. They went 350 yards to get him ready for this 400-yard drill. George, your thoughts on this work?
I thought it was a good work besides the bobble. I mean, it looks like he just wanted to see if he had to run, and once he showed it, he just wrapped them up and just let them go. I was happy that it was a 350-yard work because, like we just talked about Devil's Tower, he tried to do something similar to last trials off a 220 work, and you saw how he got tired late. So maybe because he has this 350-yard work, he won't be as tired. The problem is he's facing the Golden State Million Futurity winner. Usually you don't face them until the final, and he's got to face them in the trial. So that's why I'm against him, and he has the rail, but he's plenty talented, and hopefully Scott has him fully ready.
Yeah, and not only that, he's also facing Big Bang Rocket, another really nice horse that has shown a lot of ability here at Los Alamitos, especially in the trials. He ran a really nice Golden State Million trial race. Let's go ahead and bring up now the past performances once again. Okay, here we go with the past performances. Let's move on to race number 3. Again, what a race. American Dreamin against Norco in trial number 2. Race number 3. Lights Out is one that stands out for me. Hard-fought victory in the trials for the Golden State Million Futurity. JL Profeta 10-1 won a trial as well to the Golden State Million Futurity. If I remember correctly, that was one of the early trials. The time wasn't super impressive right there. Usually those early trials do deliver nice times. Let's see again in an early trial for JL Profeta, the gold and one Cowboy Bolt, powerful wise lady. We always pay attention to those wise lady runners. They usually tend to power through. This one's still looking for a big effort in the trials. My Bud, Edward Minimum Futurity finalist, Kindergarten Futurity finalist, has run well in those finals. There's the rest of the field, Invasive and Big Hurt, two really nice, talented horses. Chris, your thoughts on this trial?
I'm going to give the edge to My Bud. Horse is very, very talented and runs very well in the trials. Has come up a little bit short in the final, but still runs well. Be my top figure in there. And of course, Lights Out will be my second choice down there in post number 2. And Invasive, kind of a price looker in this event, steadily improving and has a look to grab a slice of the pie. So 6, 2, and 7. Of course, I got to push Powerful Wise Lady. She'll break one of these nights and blow up the tote board. You never know. She's got the talent. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate. She'll be my fourth number at a prize.
Very solid trial, Michael, right?
Yeah, the horse that Lights Out beat most recently, defending champ, is in the first trial. So you might want to just keep that in mind as you watch race 1 unfold. But Lights Out, faultless so far at Losal, and I'm sure will run well again.
Cowboy Bold, 9-2 on the morning night with Jesus Rios Ayala and Lindolfo Diaz. That combination does very well here at Los Alamitos. And this horse has finished second in a pair of trials here at Los Al. Ran second in a trial to the Edinburgh Million to Justin Kevin, who went on to qualify. Then ran second in a trial to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity against a really nice runner, Party Time Tom, a full brother to Up to Party, currently the nation's richest filly, 2-year-old filly. Let's go to race number 4 here, the 4th division and the final leg of the pick 4 sequence. Remember, we'll have 3 pick 4 sequences here on this big night. Tempting Look, 12-1. Trans Dynasty, 50-1. By Licenciada K, 20-1. So all these big prices are on the inside. Celtic Wonder Boy, 8-1. I give him a look. Then we start going to the outside, and the number 7 horse, Walking Tool, won the ASI handicap for trainer Jose Flores, and is undefeated this year. In 8-5 on the morning line here. This horse just keeps getting better and better and better. Chris, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Walking Tool and the rest of the field. City of Blood, Unaware as well. Are you going with Walking Tool in this race?
Yes, Walking Tool, my top choice, has improved in each subsequent start. And it's a nice size individual and will enjoy the distance. And has got a lot of talent. Actually won well at the distance last time. And with one left in the tank, be my top choice. City of Blood will be my second number. This horse skied a little bit at a workout prior to that effort last time, and skied a little bit, but finished very, very nicely. Put forth a very impressive figure, and on my numbers went crushing with run left in the tank, and then a little stab look to the outside runner on the ship and Unaware. So the outside runners are my chart, 7, 8, 9.
George, are you going with the 7 Walking Tool here to win this trial?
No, one of my picks that I'm giving out is the 8 City of Blood. I gave him out last time for the trials because I really, really liked that September 14th work. And one of the reasons is that, if you start from way back when he first started out, he bucked, he bucked and dropped his jockey in his first start. And then I remember dismissing him, in the second start because I was like, I didn't know what I was going to expect. And he was still green along the rail, and then he finished really well to, just barely miss. So then that made me want to follow him, and then he goes to Ruidoso. And for me, when the horse is green, it's hard for me to like them when they do something new, which is he's shipped to Albuquerque, and a new environment, different elevation, running during the daytime. So I didn't want to put too much, emphasis on what he did over there. So when he came back and worked really well, I was really interested, and I liked his race that he ran, in that trial. I know it wasn't that fast and he didn't qualify, but I just think he has a lot of upside and he's bred well. So, and he draws outside, his main rival. So that's why I like him. So if you see him, you see how his legs are his back legs are really stretched out versus everybody else's, especially next to the horses next to him. You can see how closer they are. So he's standing wide-legged. And I remember I singled him in all my tickets, and when I was seeing this, I was like, uh-oh. So he didn't get out necessarily the best, but like that's one thing to notice, that when you see them like that, typically they break bad. So you don't expect like, oh, that's a horse that's just not quick. He was standing badly in the gate, and he still got out okay, somehow. So I was relieved with that. And he took command. He accelerated really well once he got going, after the first 100 yards. And Beach Walk on the outside was really game and put him to the test late. But I thought he held well. They could have went 550, and he was not going to get past. So I know it looks like she's making ground on him, but she was never going by.
City of Blood, very good pointing that out. You get to see that sometimes in the gate drills as well, where they're kind of standing really wide apart under the bright sun as they're doing those morning works. You can clearly see it. But again, like you mentioned, a nice start from City of Blood, takes the lead about right here, and goes on to victory here in this trial to the Golden State Million Futurity. Let's go ahead and move on to race number 5. This will be the first leg of the middle portion of the middle pick 4. And George, we'll go ahead and start with you. Your thoughts in race number 5, a pretty solid field here.
Yeah, my other pick is in this race as well. I respect the favorite Apolitical Chalitas. He was fractious first time out here, which is understandable. He's new surroundings. And then last time drew the rail again and hit the gate pretty hard and ducked in and lost, her best chance. So I respect the favorite, but I wanted to go with another one that was favorite last time, and that was the 7. I remember being against her last time because typically Alamon doesn't do that well first time over the tracks with these horses. So at a short price, it was one I wanted to go against, and I also liked the Big Bang Rocket that was along the rail. She had a really tough trip, and it had no shot. But if you look at her races prior, they were really good. I mean, she faced He's Got the Look Z in her second career start. She qualified for the All-American Juvenile, so she has plenty of talent. Draws way better this time. Goes to the farther outside. Alamon's actually had some time with her to get her more acclimated for this track, and I think she's going to do a lot better showing tonight. And she's going to be a lot better price. Last time she was 4 to 5. This time you might get 5 to 1.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at her trial to the Golden State Million Futurity. Again, October the 5th, and she's going to be breaking from post number 5, just like City of Blood in that previous replay that we saw. So she's right here.
Yeah, she got a little fracture next to the horse that was acting up, which didn't help things. She came on slow, got bumped in, and then I quickly lost her path, and the 4 crossed her right over, and then it was over from there. And he asked her early to see if she had run, but then, it's hard to respond when you're taking kickback. So that's why I ignored what happened after the race. I already know how good she is showing in her other races prior, so I didn't want to put too much stock into what happened after. I mean, she galloped out with some interest there. You can see her, but she draws better, has more time with Juan, and Juan did really good with her mare, and does really good with fillies.
Yeah, I was going to mention Heartbeat. She has produced some stakes winners here at Los Alamitos, and like you mentioned, she was a standout in Ruidoso down. So there she is, Ohana Spirit, here in trial number 5. Let's go ahead and bring back the past performances in this race, and I'll quickly kind of go through some of the other names in this event. Flying and Gold Digger at 20 to 1 on the outside. Eagle Eye is a horse that I thought had a lot of talent. Ran 3rd in his racing debut here at Los Alamitos, but you can see that he won a couple of trials at Ruidoso Downs. One at 350, one at 400, and ran 3rd in a 440-yard race. Sassy Britches is one of my selections as well for a nice allowance victory. And like you mentioned already, a political cheerleader as a qualifier to the Golden State Million Futurity. Any horses in this race that stand out for you, Michael?
I would just mention that Sassy Britches happens to tie in with both of my forthcoming picks on this show just through sheer coincidence. One of them's in the upcoming 6th race, and she's been a model of consistency and might run well again, but I'm quite happy to follow George into Ohana Spirit.
We'll go ahead and move on to race number 6, second leg of the middle, pick 4. And Michael, you already teased it a little bit. You have a selection in this race.
Yeah, Curl Happy Wagon number 3, a daughter of the outstanding Curl's Happy Wagon, won her maiden back in June, and I made all sorts of notes about the comparative times because it was very impressive on the night versus a few other races run at that distance. So she really impressed me with that big 2-length maiden win, and then the 2 subsequent races have both been action-packed. She's been absolutely flashing to the wire. One time missing by a nose to Sassy Britches when she, I'm sure, was best, and then winning by a nose over Devil's Tower, who's 5-2 in the opening trial on Sunday night. And maybe we can have a look at that replay. It was not fast enough to get into the final when she won this Futurity trial on October 5, but it was just astounding that she even got up and won. And if she gets more luck at the start on Sunday night, I think she can win again.
So I got the replay up there, Michael. She's going to break from post number 3 in this 8th division to the trials of the Golden State Million Futurity. So there she is right here, post number 3.
Yep, you'll see her get a bump there, and she's quite a bit off the pace. Devil's Tower looks like he's going to win, but Curl's Happy Wagon just surges home.
An absolutely incredible finish there by Curl's Happy Wagon, because just from that visual, you thought that a Devil's Tower had probably a length and a half in front of her already.
Yeah, Devil's Tower was the 2-horse, and he was the odds-on favorite. Curl's Happy Wagon was a 5-1 shot, and gave him a start at the gap, and I just thought did a phenomenal job, and it was just the same sort of finishing burst as we saw in the previous race. So she's loaded with late power. Just see if she can get out of the gate a little better on Sunday night. I suppose post position 3 again is not ideal, but just wanted to highlight how much talent she has.
Yeah, that was probably like 3 other horses that you thought might win this race, other than Curl's Happy Wagon, and then in the end, she's the one that ends up winning the race. So a very impressive effort here from Curl's Happy Wagon. Let's go back and take once again a look at this field. Michael Wrona with his selection there, Curl's Happy Wagon in race number 6. Breaking from post number 3, AJ Golden Cash ran second to J. El Profeta in that opening trial to the Golden State Million Futurity Bull Market. Posted a gate drill 12.2 on November the 2nd. Again, all these gate drills are available at losalamitos.com. Cyberforce, Favorite Cartel out of Remember Me Rose, and he broke his maiden here at Los Alamitos October 26th. Hot One, running a trial to the Golden State Million Futurity as well, 60-1 in that race, and he was actually part of this Curl Happy Wagon trial. Malinche has qualified to the Governor's Cup Futurity, ran 3rd to Walking Tool in the Asai Handicap, and there's the rest of the field, Political Maverick, and Brisa Del Mar defeated Phillies here in an allowance race, picking up her 2nd career victory. Chris, do you have a horse to watch or a selection, or maybe another horse that you would like to take a look at here in that race number 6.
Well, like I said, Curl Happy Wagon was my top choice. It was going to be my selection, but someone got the facts in a little bit quicker than I did, the text. But my second number is going to be the 6, Malinch. That'd be my second choice. And then the Rail Runner, AJ Golden Cash, for my third choice. But it's a wide open affair with everything factored in. And but Curl Happy Wagon, my top choice. And then Malinch would be my second choice. Kind of a long shot looker, and then I might grab a slice. The pie will be hot once. Horse had some trouble last time. He did finish relatively well, so might grab a slice of the pie to spice up the Elite Exotics with all factored in as my fourth number in that this affair.
Another very interesting race here, race number 6. Moving on to trial number 7. Out of Sight has run in the money in both of his outings here at Los Alamitos, making only his third career start here for trainer Montiarosa, Masprieta, Governor's Cup Futurity finalists. And by the way, out of the same, Just Mas was maybe a sister to Just Cus, who's the mother of Jessica Cruz. Fire Me Twice, purchased for $37,000 at 8-1 here in this trial. Has finished in the money 4 times. Low and Fast for Ed Allred and Bradley Hart, 10-1 here in this trial. Joshua Thomas, Open Book. Of course, Streaky Eagle was a nice winner last out. No Political Joy, and again, Josh Thomas as well. Political Joy at 5-1, and Thor's Enemy for the same connections that own Dark Enemy from the outside. Thor's Enemy is 9-2 on the line. Race 8 here. Rob's Reason, qualifier to the Edberg Million Futurity. No Foul. Hey Was is the number 3 horse, 10-1. Kindergarten Futurity finalist. All About Fire, 7-2 from post number 2. Peinado and Eddie Willis. Mentioned them already. And there's the 4. Favorite Jesshawk, even money favorite. And he ran a pretty good race there in the Golden State Million Futurity. George, anything that you remember from that race as you were charting the Golden State Million Futurity?
I liked his effort. I mean, he did break out and bump Cartel Perry, but I liked how he finished. He showed that he belonged with these. You always wonder if he can beat Open Company, and he proved that he could hang with the best. And it's third off the layoff. They took their time to get him ready for those trials. So I think he's gonna. This might be his peak effort coming up in this trial. So I think they've been managing him really well. Draws relatively well. He's strictly the one to beat, and he is probably the most likely winner in the entire card because he catches he's not facing a tough field like the first and second race where the favorites have to face a really big threat. He doesn't really get one of those big time horses in this field, so he just needs a clean start and he'll be able to outfinish these.
So a possible single here in this middle pick 4.
I don't love singling even monies, but yeah, I think he is. I mean, the only one that I would think that's a price that I kind of like is Hot Favorite. He's well bred. I mean, he was bought for $725,000 and didn't really get to show much in his lone race. Came here and put in 2 good works. I thought I liked them both. So and draws well. So I think that's one maybe you can consider. Is just because we don't know where he is. He's just he's the one unknown. And the knowns, I know Favorite Jesshawk can beat. He's just the unknown.
The 5 Epic Win and the 6 Rose Bouquet are full siblings. Rose Bouquet was top seller here at the Los Alamitos 2-point sale, going for $320,000. Favorite Cartel and Remember Me Rose, of course, the mother and father of Epic Win and Rose Bouquet. There's Hot Favorite and America's Heartbreak at 9-2 on the outside. This filly here has run a couple of nice races against her own division, but did also win a trial to the All-American Futurity at 440 yards. So that might be a horse that might give Favorite Jesshawk a little bit of a run. Michael, any thoughts on this trial?
No, nothing to add.
Let's go ahead and move on to race number 9. And now we get to the portion of the program where Chris Wade is going to give us some selections, right, Chris? I'll look at the field real quickly. Tessio at 20-1. Favorite Cemental is a horse that just keeps running some really good performances. He's a hard-knocking type of a horse. Ran fourth in the Asai Southern Night at 30-1. Catching Waves 2-1, and this runner worked alongside City of Blood. We'll show a workout here between Catching Waves and City of Blood. This horse won a trial too, the Golden State Million. Here's the field, Delish, Princess Abigail, a winner, an allowance winner here. Midnight Mood, qualified to the Governor's Cup, and Brown Coffee also has posted some nice efforts. Chris, you have the floor here in race in this trial, number 9.
I'm going to give the edge to Catching Waves. The horse was very impressive. First time over Los Alamitos Oval, came from Albuquerque, and had a B-plus workout prior to this effort at Los Alamitos. And this horse is not a fair. Had a little trouble away from the gate, skied a little bit, but finished very well under light pressure and galloped out very, very well. And they always move forward. Second time over the surface. That'd be my top selection in this affair.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the race, and then I'll show that workout between Catching Waves and City of Blood. Okay, now on the screen we have race 11 from the Golden State Million Futurity Trials. Catching Waves is going to break from post number 6. You can see the white cap right there. Chris, I'll go ahead and hit play, and you can kind of walk us through this race a little bit.
Yeah, she was standing very nice. She moving just a little bit there, sitting next to the 5, who's acting up a little bit away from the inside the barrier. But she breaks a little slow, and she brushed her outside rival. Showed decent speed away from the gate. Has a wide path. Is under a hand shove, and just strode out very strongly. It was a very impressive performance. Wasn't fast enough to qualify, but still was a very impressive performance. The horse's first time over the oval, and they always move forward. Second time over the surface, and the horses come back to work there. You can see the horse gallop out. So very impressive performance there with a Catching Waves.
Yeah, Don Ranch has had quite a season with their fillies, the mare Patty Saint, the fillies, of course, American Dreamin and Up to Party. This one's is a male runner, Catching Waves, and they do have some really nice gelding colts. Party Time Tom being another one that will be in the trials here, but Catching Waves, definitely a nice effort here, a nice winning performance. And this one posted a gate work here right after this nice victory, just missed qualifying to the Golden State Million final. So go ahead and play this gate work. Catching Waves will be from the inside post here, going against City of Blood. So here's this gate work here from November 2nd. Now, both of them are going to go 12-3. And remember, Catching Waves is on the inside, City of Blood on the outside. And Catching Waves is going to get the worst of it because City of Blood is going to break in and bump Catching Waves. And it looks like it's going to be a runaway here for City of Blood after that. But you can see Catching Waves pretty much sticks to his rival. And even though they duel, I thought Catching Waves just ran a heck of a trial here, a workout here. And if you rewind it, I think he ends up actually winning the gate drill as well. So I thought the horse showed a little bit of nice burst of speed midway through to catch up to City of Blood and a nice finish here in this gate drill. I'll go ahead and I'll play it again. And since Catching Waves is your selection, Chris, your thoughts in this game?
That was a nice drill. Broke a little bit slow, was brushed inward away by her morning rival. It was under a hand shove a little bit midway, but put forth a big run. The final half of the affair was starting out very strongly as a smaller individual than her than that runner, and galloped out very nicely. Very impressive performance. She's got a lot of ability and a nice size heart. That was a very impressive morning prep.
All right, we'll go ahead and go to race number 10 now as we wind down the trials to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. Again, this would be the final pick four on the card. I'll go ahead and bring up the past performances once again. Race number 10, special batch, called her Perfect. Both horses have shown nice ability. Gentry Farms owns special batch out of the tremendous mare by the name of Fredaville. Call Her Perfect, a filly by Favorite Cartel. Show and Tell Cartel is number 3. Michael's Fire and Clarit's Boy. Clarit's Boy won first out here at Los Alamitos, then came back and won third out in an allowance race. Did lose a trial to the Golden State Million Futurity against none other than American Dreamin. Snowbound was also in that race in Brown Coffee. There's AJ Duchess, Up to Party, the winner of the Edward Million Futurity and winner of the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity, going against Lethal Cowboy on the outside. He finished second in the Golden State Million Futurity. Another juicy encounter there, Michael. Up to Party and Lethal Cowboy, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, apart from the first 2 races on the program, this is the other big headline trial. Race 1 had the first, third, and fifth place finishes from the Golden State Million Futurity. Race 2, Norco, and
American Dreaming,
the horse who won the Golden State Million, yes. And here we have the undefeated filly, and you know, George mentioned a $700,000 plus yearling sale price for one of the horses in the trials tonight. And there's plenty of others who cost $200,000, $300,000. They're littered across the program. And here you have Up to Party, $12,000 at the Los Alamitos equine sale. Has won more than $500,000, richest 2-year-old filly in the country, 5 for 5. And it's just amazing. I tell you what, I think she's got her work cut out for her, though, because I'm a big fan of Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. I loved the look of his Golden State Million trial win. Just liked his stride. And while Monte Rosa is as hot as anybody in the nation, Mark Youngers is having a fantastic 2024. His stable is firing on all cylinders. And this horse out in gate 9 has a serious chance, I think, to spoil the party for Up to Party.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Mark Youngers and the ownership connections there, Jimmy Barron, Lance Bland, they had a huge night on Texas Classic, Futurity, and Derby. They had a huge night at Lone Star Park, and they were in the winner's circle quite a bit there. Asher was once again in the winner's circle after an Oaks race. So you're right. Mark Youngers having a tremendous season. He's doing really nice here at Los Al, winning at 44% here. George, you're always pretty good at kind of gauging horses that can go from 300 to 350 and so forth. Tell me a little bit about this one. Do you think Up to Party now stretching out from 350 to 400 yards? What does that mean for her?
I mean, she's giving up a lot of experience to Lethal Cowboy in this distance. I mean, he's run it 3 times and he's run 440. So and she comes in with just single gate work. I thought it was fine. He just looked like he was just giving her a trip around the track basically in that work. But you know, she hasn't ran a bad race and he hasn't ran a bad race yet in their career. And she is quick, but if you see her last race, she was tiring towards the end, you know, arguably because she's been running so good or so hard that I think she needed that break. So she's probably going to be out in front, but those final 50 yards, I don't know if she's going to be able to hold off Lethal Cowboy from the outside. He finishes well. He has the experience. Usually, you know, the horses need a start at 400 yards before they show a really good effort. And that's what I think might be, you know, what gets her beat is that this will be her first start at 400 yards. And I wanted to mention as a price underneath was a special batch along the rail. I really liked how he came back from off a layoff, finished well. If you see him, Arriaga's really confident, finished well. And that's one to play underneath in a try against these. I don't think he can finish in the top 2, but that's one to use underneath.
Yeah, that's the Fredaville baby. Michael, you were saying something?
Oh, just that Up to Party, apart from the distance query, has to do it off a 2-month layoff. So there's no recency for her compared to Lethal Cowboy.
Yeah, that's another excellent point. Here's the workout that you were mentioning, George, and it's not going to be a super fast one time-wise. But again, you mentioned that they're just kind of looking her to get back in the groove of things. 18.7 in this 350-yard gate work. That's pretty pedestrian as far as times are concerned. But again, she gets it done on the track, undefeated, 5.45. She did break a little bit sluggish there. You can kind of see that little bit of a bobble there. Ended up kind of shifting a little bit out, but the jockey's just kind of letting her roll through right here, not pushing her too hard, but he is kind of staying busy on her throughout. And then right here, he's getting a little bit quieter. She's done plenty there for him. Went about 300 yards pretty solidly, and then the last 50 yards, he just kind of lets her cruise through there. So that was the gate work from Up to Party 1, 2, 3. I did select Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3 to win this race, kind of echoing what you guys were saying. Moving on to race 11. Race 11, I think we have a selection here in this one, right?
Yeah.
That would be you, Chris Way. So let's look at the field. Thunderstruck at 10-1. Elsie at 12-1. HRH Hunting Burning Love. You can see that this horse is here at 15-1, but there's the favorite right there. Justin Kevin, Edberg Million finalist. Ran a 10th in that race, didn't break at all, but came back and has had some nice races since then. Freedom First, Serafina, Rush My Hawks. I remember picking this horse on top in the Golden State Million trials, but got a troubled outing there, ended up finishing 6th. I am including this horse in my top 3. I believe I picked him 2nd behind Justin Kevin, and then there's the 8 BF Fly Rages there. But you have a selection, Chris.
Yeah, I got Justin Kevin, the favorite there. This horse ran a pretty good race last time. Finished well after having a little back bobbling away from the gate barrier, but earned a pretty solid figure there for the connections on my chart. So has my best number, and definitely has a big look at the outcome there, as your probable deserving favorite in that 11th race.
You can see Rodrigo. I think that's Rodrigo Cigala there. Yep, from the rail.
Yeah, just a little fractious away from the gate, kind of back bobbles a little bit and brushed inward away from the gate. Is a nice size individual. Put forth a big run midway, and was moving strong in the final half of the affair. It's a pretty solid performance, and galloped out nicely. So I'm going to give this horse the edge right back. He actually ran a very good race to be 2nd in that particular event, but was up against a good company runner in that affair. So I'm going to give the horse the slight edge in this event. Was up against a favorite. He was a 2nd choice. He'll be the favorite in this event, but I'm going to give him a look here. Drawn well between horses, and has the advantage on my charts in that 11th affair.
So that was Justin Kevin there in race number 11. I picked Thunderstruck to finish 3rd in that race as well, coming off of a really nice maiden victory. Pretty good time, 15.73. George, Michael, any thoughts on this trial, either one of you?
No, not particularly.
Yeah, you got to go with Justin Kevin on that one. He's going to be very tough, and then just try to see if you can find a nice price to complete the exacta. Moving on now to the 12th and final trial, the final leg of the late pick 4. Race 12, there is VJK Stickfield Follies. Ran a really nice race in her trial to the Golden State Million Futurity. Back-to-back wins for this one, looking for 3 in a row. Trends are up at 8-1. MW, Isn't She Lovely? Look at that price, 10-1 on a horse that has finished 3rd last 2 out. Party Time Tom, full brother to Up to Party, La Peralta. Has done some good work throughout the year. Monticello, a newcomer here. We haven't seen him race a Los Al yet. There's Beach Walk, Mr. Birdman, and Cujo at 6-1, using a flipping halter here for Eddie Willis and Reliance Ranches. Good to see Reliance Ranches. They have several horses competing in these trials. George gave us a couple of selections. Chris gave us a couple of selections. Michael, do you have a pick here in race number 12?
I do. It's my value play of the night. Long time to wait, but I think that 10-1 about the 3-horse, MW Isn't She Lovely, is mighty appealing, with the asterisk that I wish she weren't drawn right directly inside Party Time Tom. But at the odds, I think she's worth including in exotics. She was pretty good on debut back in April in a good form race. A maiden won by Sassy Britches, and Call Her Perfect finished second. Call Her Perfect came out and did very well subsequent to that. And Sassy Britches has put together a very good resume as well. They're both in trials on Sunday night. Call Her Perfect's in race 10 and Sassy Britches race 5. Anyway, the horse was absent for about 6 months. Peculiarly had a gate work in July out of state, but never raced, and turned up again in a maiden race on October 26. And if we can have a look at the replay, Orlando, there was a fair bit to like.
Okay, Michael, here's race number 8 on October 26th, 300 yards. MW Isn't She Lovely is breaking from post number 2. You can see the white blinkers right there, the red helmet. I'll go ahead and hit play, Michael, and you can walk us through your price play of the night.
Well, she was the last into stride. She broke slowly and inwards. She was bumped, and she had a lot to do from here. But I liked how she finished. She got to the line strongly, finishing third, and then proceeded to gallop out very nicely. I think that having not run for 6 months, you can see how far up there she is with the leaders around the turn in the gallop out. Very strong. This was 300 yards, 6 months between races, and with extra distance and fitness, despite the fact that she's only had 2 starts and is a maiden, I think there's plenty of upside. I like Jesus Ayala getting on board. I like the form line from that maiden back in April. And she might be an Arosa horse on the night who just is flying under the radar for everybody. And if she gets a clean path early, with natural improvement, I think that she can feature. I think she's got a chance. At 10-1, I'm willing to find out.
Yeah, and like you had mentioned, Michael, she has faced some really nice competition here at Los Al. Masprieta has a Futurity qualifier. TikTok has run some nice races, and Sassy Britches as well here. So really nice look there at MW Isn't She Lovely to close out the trials here at Los Alamitos. It's going to be a busy night. 12 races on tap, of course. 3 pick 4s, all starting at 5 p.m. I'll put you guys on the spot there and ask you guys who you think will be the fastest overall qualifier of the night. We have some really big names, some interesting names, but there's always a surprise here or there. I'll start with George. Who do you think will be the fastest qualifier of the night, your performer of the night?
I think it'll be in the first race. I think Cartel Perry. I think he's ascending properly, and I've seen, Chris O'Dell knows how to get him ready for the 2 million. Him and Eduardo, that's what they shoot for, and he's just impressive. He's just incrementally improving, and I think they just have him ready, and he's going to fire a big one in the first race.
Well, Chris O'Dell has won this race plenty of times. Cyber Attack and Bomb Cyclone are former Los Alamitos 2 million Futurity winners as well, and the horse ran a heck of a trial effort to get into the Golden State Million and ran just as good in the final to finish third. Michael, your horse that you think will have the fastest qualifying time of the night?
I know it goes against the conventional wisdom as far as faster times, maybe tilting to earlier in the program, but I'll I'll take a stab with Lethal Cowboy just because he's going to have the clean trip from the outside gate. And I thought his effort from gate 2 in the final of that Futurity last time out was very good. So put me down for Lethal Cowboy late in the night. Just one other note, one random thing that's not connected to anything else, but I heard you mention when you went through the field for the 12th race, Orlando Monticello. I happened to text Heath Taylor last night to ask him what the owners prefer, and Chris might want to just take note as well for broadcasting purposes, because Monticello and Monticello are both accepted pronunciations, and the word came back from Heath Monticello, for what it's worth. So that's what I'm going to be calling the horse.
Sounds good. And again, Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3. He advances to the Los Al 2 Million Futurity. Man, what a season for trainer Mark Jungers. Of course, he's got Shaker's No Secret that will be racing on that final weekend for Champion of Champions, and that horse is already here on the ground. Chris, Wade, if you have a horse that you think will be the fastest qualifier, who would that be?
Well, I would agree with Michael. Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3 would have been my top choice. If I had to go my separate way after, I go to Favorite Jesshawk. This horse is a nice size runner and steadily improving. Has to look at the outcome. He's not facing the toughest of fields, so he's going to be out there on the front end, and it's got a big look at the outcome to be in the top 5. So I'm going to give him a slight look there as my horse, other than Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm going to go with American Dreamin. It's early on the card. He's got some tough runners to go against, Norco and Big Bang Rocket. And historically, those horses that get really good around Golden State Million time, they carry that form to the Los Alamitos 2 Million trials. American Dreamin, tremendous winner in that race. And we'll see if she can make it 4:44 and with the fastest qualifying time moving on to the big final. So Lethal Rocket 1, 2, 3, American Dreamin, Favorite Jesshawk. Some of those horses, Cartel Perry from George. Let's see if any of us hit the nail there and get the fastest qualifier as well. Big show right now. We're about more than 50 minutes into it. Big night. It deserves it. Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity night coming up here at Los Alamitos on Sunday. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for those watching the show. Really appreciate it. It's going to be one of our biggest programs of the year, the Los Al 2 Million Futurity. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, all of you.
Make sure to play the supers. They're going to be paying good.
3 pick 4s. Get your teeth into it. And best of luck to all of the participants.
A great night of racing. Can't wait for Sunday evening.
Going to be a good one. 5 p.m. first post here on Sunday night.
The Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity trials are set for Sunday, November 24th. It's our biggest night of the year, with the top juveniles on the West Coast featuring multiple graded Futurity winner Up to Party, Golden State Million winner American Dreamin, Governor's Cup Futurity winner Favorite Jesshawk, plus top juveniles Lethal Cowboy 1, 2, 3, and many more. It's our biggest night of the year, the Los Alamitos 2 Million trials, Sunday, November 24th.